The Millennium Tower in San Francisco has been sinking for years, 28 inches out of plumb at the top. $100 million repair. Done. And every video ends with the same question. What happens when the San Andreas fault moves? Here is the answer. Most people don't know this building was already designed for the worst, not as an afterthought. As a starting point, a concrete core runs through the entire building, nearly 3 feet thick, from the foundation to the roof. That is the backbone that absorbs horizontal forces. Around it sit concrete frames on the outside that move with the shaking. And on 6 floors, there are connections between the core and the outer edge, specifically to resist overturning. That system was tested for a magnitude 8.0 earthquake. The biggest earthquake ever recorded in San Francisco was 7.8, and the lean of the building 28 inches on 645 feet of height. That sounds like a lot, but in degrees that is less than 1/4 of a degree. The mass and stiffness of the building are unchanged. The seismic system barely notices. This was already there before the repair, and it has not changed. Then there is the weight. This building weighs 350,000 tons, almost entirely concrete. In an earthquake, the building wants to tip over, but before any forces try to pull the foundation upward, the earthquake first has to overcome that weight. The original piles were designed to handle both pushing and pulling forces, and the original design already accounted for this, required in a seismic zone. Those 18 new piles on rock, what do they do in an earthquake? Not much directly. An earthquake is horizontal. That force goes through the core and the frames, not through the foundation. But there is something nobody mentions. The new piles sit outside the existing 10 feet thick foundation slab, under the sidewalks, connected through a new concrete collar. The rock supports are much stiffer than the clay and therefore take on more of the building's weight. That changes how forces travel through the existing foundation slab. Did they account for that? Yes. The force on each new pile was limited based on what the slab can handle, for normal loading and for earthquake loading. That was in the calculations before they started drilling the new piles, and 10 years of monitoring was made mandatory to check whether the slab behaves as calculated. So does the Millennium Tower survive a major earthquake? Probably yes. The seismic system is intact and tested for more than the biggest earthquake ever recorded in San Francisco. The dead weight protects the foundation. The repair was designed within the limits of what the slab can handle. That is all you can honestly say. Let me know in the comments which project I should look at next. See you in the next video.